Hi guys, and welcome to a new video from Juho's Movie Corner. I'm Juho, I'm your host, and before I forget, I also do an audio version, and podcast. You can of the same name, so Juho's Movie Corner. You can find it on iTunes, Apple Podcast, and then Simplecast. If you can use one of them, please subscribe and don't remember to comment or download. And now to the main subject of the evening, which is of course the new Fast and Furious movie called Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw. Now this is a spin-off movie from the main series of I guess nowadays 8 movies. They are just now making. They are just now filming the ninth main movie of the series. But this Hobbs and Shaw is the first spin-off movie that deals directly with only these two characters. Plus, they have like couple of major characters in the movie, but they are not connected into the other main movies in any way. So the movie stars, of course, Dwayne Johnson, Jason Statham, Idris Elba, Vanessa Kirby, and Helen Mirren. And the movie is directed by David Leitch and written by Chris Morgan and Drew Pearce. And just a quick overview of my general thoughts on the movie. If you're looking for a good time in the movie theater, if you're looking for something that you can shove like sodas and like popcorn into your mouth and watch something at the same time, this movie is for you. On the other hand, if you are looking for a similar movie as the other Fast and the Furious movies, this movie isn't for you. It's an absolutely stupid, beyond ridiculous, unnecessary piece of cinema. I could say something more strong, but I'm trying to refrain from doing that right now. This movie has a plot which is very simple. There's a supervirus um, that needs to be stopped, or it will wipe out the whole population of the world. Sounds really funny, eh? And sounds also that like you have heard the same description of some other movie some other time. Yes, you probably have, and yes, it's as stupid as the plot makes it sound. Uh, there's one funny twist though to the story. One of the main drivers of the plot is this MI6 agent um, called Hattie, who turns out to be Shaw's sister, who is played by Vanessa Kirby. And she's, in my opinion, she's the only good thing in the movie. You can forget about all other things in the movie. She even tries a bit to be funny and to be entertaining and to be all of those things. Um, so yeah, that's kind of um. I'm trying to gather my thoughts because it was so stupid. So, but yeah, it's basically the movie is basically Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson flexing their muscles and making each other feel inferior and flexing them again and making the other making feeling inferior um, all over again many times over in this movie, and it just gets stupid, you know. You forget about the plot in about 10 minutes because let's be honest, yeah, there's a plot, but the main thing in this movie is to make these two guys look cool. The other main thing is to, I guess, wrangle in the women to the movies because there are many slow motion shots of these two taking off their shirt, running like shirtless. Um, there was a couple of shots that reminded me so clearly of Baywatch from the 80s. Um, but yeah, it's basically action. Some some like muscle moving from both of these guys, from Jason Statham and Dwayne Johnson, and then like Vanessa Kirby comes in and looks pretty and has a gun. Oh yeah, and then let's go to the bad guy of the story, played by Idris Elba. Um, whose character name I actually have to check here. Give me a few seconds. Uh, because it's so like Brixton, yeah, Brixton. Um, so Brixton is this superhuman that has superhuman strength that can take any kind of a hit, almost. Of course, let's be honest. Before you, before I even say this, it's very clear that that at the end these two will beat him, and like, but until that point, Idris Elba tries to be this very tough super soldier who looks cool, who looks very muscular, who isn't afraid of anything, who is ready to kill anybody and anything in his way. But yeah, that's, and somewhere in there also all of these guys are hunting for the virus, and of course Hobbs and Shaw are the good guys, being complemented by this Hattie woman. So those three are the good guys, and uh, uh, all of the four characters are hunting for this virus, and it just gets crazy. Let me be honest, it's absolutely nuts. There's lots of action that doesn't make any sense. There's a helicopter chase that, well, you have to see to believe it what they do with this helicopter and cars. Yeah, I actually hope that I wouldn't have seen this movie. It's so bad. It's beyond bad. And I also did a written review of the movie in Finnish. Um, because I saw this movie in Helsinki, Finland. So in that written review, I pointed out a couple of things that I found so disappointing. Like, what are the other Fast and Furious movies made of? They are made of three things. They are made of having fun. They are made of fast cars. They are made of beautiful women, and at the same time partying. But mainly those three things that I mentioned. So what do we have in this excuse for a movie? Well, to be honest, we don't have anything of those. We don't have partying. We don't have Very many beautiful women, minus Vanessa Kirby, who is absolutely beautiful and stunning. And but we don't have like cars. And some of you might say after you saw the movie, like, oh yeah, there were cars. Oh yes, there were cars. But what did they do in those other movies with the cars? They went in the first couple ones. They went down a racetrack. Okay, it was in the street, but still, they raced down the street in was it Los Angeles, and that was Fast and Furious. The first part, you threw in some like um, stealing some stuff and some other fun things. That was the movie, and it worked just because of that. Fast cars, beautiful woman, parties, and throw a couple of robberies in there. So you got the first movie of the series, and it was a perfect movie. But this um is total utter bullshit. I will say it straight. It's absolute rubbish. They shouldn't have made this Hobbs and Shaw movie. Not ever, not once, twice. Because the worst thing is that at the end they show like after credit scene that makes it pretty clear that there's plans to like make this into a series of movies. I don't know how many, and but my view on this subject is please don't. For the love of God, please don't. Because if you can't create anything else than this, what we have right now in the form of this movie, please don't do anything else with this series of movies. Just focus on. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing that I was missing from this picture, which was the idea of a close knit family. Because what did you have in the first, like, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies? You had a very close knit family of people who like unapologetically and like really loved one another, and you felt it, and it was true. The actors liked each other. Well, minus the last couple of movies, but who cares? But at the start of the franchise, the actors got along very nicely, and you could see in the screen. In this Hobbs and Shaw movie, there are like parts that have very strong family presence in them, but they don't have the same feeling. Absolutely not. It's like the difference is like night and day. It's totally different. It's forced. In this Hobbs and Shaw movie, it feels forced. It absolutely feels forced. The whole and plus on top of the family stuff feeling forced, the whole freaking movie feels forced. And I'm trying not to get myself into swearing mode because I could do that very easily because this is how bad the movie was. It's it was absolute rubbish. It was crazy bad. So yeah, like I don't know what else to say. In the finished version of my podcast, which I did from this movie also, uh, if I remember correctly, I gave this movie like was it 1 star out of 5, or 1 star out of 5. And now that I have had time to think about it, I actually hope that I would have given it like 0 out of 5 because it's that bad. It's absolute pile of rubbish. If they continue doing this Hobbs and Shaw movies, I don't know what to do. Because I'm a movie reviewer, so it's part of my job to go and see these movies. But to be honest, if I had to pay for myself to be admitted to the movies, no way, Jose, I wouldn't go see this movie. And honestly, I would hope and this goes off topic for a while, but permit me. My sincere hope for the whole of Hollywood is that they would finally stop making these rehashes and long franchises of like what is this, a Fast and Furious franchise now, 8-9 movies. I honestly would hope that they would stop this trend and come up with something um, original for change. Because I don't know where that originality or that spirit has gone from Hollywood to only make money. Okay, I understand it's a business. But to get back to my main topic of today, this Fast and Furious movie, I think this movie is the perfect example. What can go wrong if you give somebody a pile of money and say that go make a movie absolutely the way you like it. Like this felt like somebody had given the director David Leitch a pile of money and just said to him like, go and create whatever you like. We don't care because it's a part of this Fast and Furious franchise. We know it's gonna make money, so go and create even a lot of crap. We don't care because we know it will make us a lot of money, and that's how I feel of this movie. And it's really, 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 really sad. It's absolute sad. I'm filled with absolute sadness because I'm pretty sure that there are creative people in Hollywood that could come up with better movies than what we have here. Because if this is the way that the Fast and Furious franchise is now going after this movie, I'm out. I'm officially out if this is the way these movies will be created. I'm done. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than if you want to save your money, please don't go watch this movie. Go watch something original. Go watch something completely new. Give a young director or young actor a chance. Spend your money on their movies, not this load of shit. There, I said it. And this movie is a complete load of shit. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say on this. So wherever you are, whenever you're watching this, have a nice evening, morning, or day whenever you're watching, and I'll be back again pretty soon next week. See you then. Bye bye.